All right. Welcome back to the healing. In the last video, we finally was invited back to the group chat. Shadow invited us back to the group chat after Shadow realized that we are not indeed the psycho or working with Dr. Crow. So we were invited back to the group chat. Zoe and Julius, however, left the group chat later on. Julius continued to accuse Zoe of potentially being the double agent, the spy, the imposter, right? So Zoe left. She's like, I don't need this crap anymore. I'm gone. And then Julius left shortly after, which didn't make any. I don't understand why. We did tell Shadow that we sussed burned, and I still sussed burned because he said I was wrong about phobia, and I was right. I was right about phobia, and he said I was wrong, and it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm still salty about that burned. Anyways, we also learned that Shadow now has coordinates to Clara and is on Shadow's way to get Clara. Could this be a trap? Absolutely. 100% possible. We also know that Anna had left Tim with Lucy, or Lucy with Tim, but left Tim's house and went back to her house. I'm a little worried about that, not because I think something weird is going on with Anna, but the potential that she could possibly be the next victim, being by herself, walking alone. I mean, it's setting it up as if she's just inviting to be captured. Either way, let's go ahead and jump right back in. We have Lucy here reaching out to us saying, hey, tongue-tied, it seems that Lucy is doing better, so that's good to see. Lucy, how are you? Hey, Lucy, I'm so glad you're feeling better. So nice to hear from you. Lucy, it's nice to hear from you. So nice to hear from you. I feel a little better now, you know. I owe a lot of that to you. Tim told me that you gave them the advice about the vial. I don't know if I would have made it without the adrenaline. By the way, I'm now at Tim's place. I could be alone. I could not be alone in the current in the current situation. Tim takes very good care of me. That's good. I'm glad that Tim's taking good care of Lucy. It makes Tim less suspicious. Like, why would Tim, if Tim is part of being the imposter, why would Tim take such good care of Lucy? And why would Tim even try to rescue Lucy? However, the unknown person talking to Crow was not made aware that these people in this group could potentially die. And the unknown person said that wasn't part of the deal. That's not part of the plan, that people are going to die. So maybe unknown didn't really know the extent that Dr. Crow was going to go. So it's possible that still could be Tim having, reflecting on his choices and saying, like, hey, I made a bad choice. Now I got to fix it. I got to save Lucy. It's possible, but I doubt it. I don't know. But it's good that Tim's taking care of Lucy. I think you're safe with Tim. Please be careful anyway. Look, regardless of Lucy, you should always be careful because we don't know who we can trust and who we can't trust. And I'm not 100% sure on Tim. I'm not 100% sure on anything. With Tim, I'm not worried. He is, besides you, one of the few I still trust. My parents just called me from their vacation, asked me if everything was okay. I almost burst into tears. Oh my God. If they knew I almost died today. All these wasps? I have been stung before as a child. The pain, every breath is like a fire that burns your lungs. I was so scared to death. I was seriously expecting to die in that coffin, and someone from our group is actually responsible for this in some way. Right. And we don't know if it was Tim, Anna. We don't know if it's burned, probably burned. We don't know if it was burned. Or Julius. I don't think it's Julius. Julius is like, I don't know. Julius is like the least suspicious in my book. We will hold that person accountable, Lucy. The question is who? So is there anybody that you suspect, Lucy? I don't think there is currently, but I'm curious if she has anybody in mind. And she says Julius. What if Julius is right, though? Maybe Zoe is behind it. She left the chat pretty quickly after she was confronted with it. I don't think so. I mean, but again, like I said previously, there's one common connection between the two groups, and that is Zoe. However, if Zoe was part of the last group, then Zoe would know the extent that Dr. Crow will go to punish, to heal, to essentially almost kill or possibly kill these people. Zoe would know that. So why would Zoe, if Zoe is unknown, be talking to Dr. Crow in recent time saying this wasn't part of the deal? I didn't, it made it seem like unknown made it seem like they didn't know that Dr. Crow would do this. They didn't know Dr. Crow would go to these lengths. But if it was Zoe, then Zoe would know. So I don't think it's Zoe. I can't imagine that, to be honest. It's kind of strange. I can't exclude anyone at the moment. I can't imagine Zoe being the one. I can't imagine Zoe being unknown. Unknown didn't know the lengths, the extent that Dr. Crow would go. And Zoe definitely knows. Or maybe it's Julius. I mean, think back, Tongue-Tied. Somehow, he always makes an angry and aggressive impression. Don't you think? He does, but that's what makes me think it's not him. But that doesn't make him a traitor. True, he's not the friendliest, but a traitor? I don't think it makes sense to suspect everyone now. Yeah, I mean, he's not the friendliest, but I don't think he's a traitor. I don't think he's the imposter. I'm sorry, I'm just really scared. It's understandable. It's understandable, Lucy. I get it. I do. Tongue-Tied, I'm going to rest a little more now. The whole thing really got to me. I understand. You go take a rest. I'm curious as to what Shadow's doing. Is Shadow on their way to get Clara? Is Shadow close? I'm curious. Guys, we need to talk, says Roxy. Tim and Bernd are online. Anna's online. Valentine is here. Sweetie, what's up? Roxy, has something happened? So Anna seems to be okay for the time. I can't get it out of my head. One of us is a traitor. Everything we write here, anything we want to do to fight Dr. Crow, the rat will give it away to Dr. Crow. I know we're a team and we wanted to stop him together, but I will do the same as Julius and leave the group now. So Roxy's saying that somebody here is a traitor, and until we figure out who it is or until that traitor comes forward, like, she's going to leave the group too. I don't think that helps, though. Roxy, we need to stick together. I hate to say it, but Roxy is right. Then how are we supposed to fight Dr. Crow? 3 completely different responses there, and I don't know which one to use. I think it's important to stick together and to look and really kind of investigate and kind of really dive into each person's chat, how they talk, when they talk. Are they leading us in the wrong direction? Like, for example, if we come up with the perfect, correct answer to a riddle, I don't know, maybe phobia, will somebody then turn around and say, no, that doesn't make sense to me? Maybe that's what we should look into. But we can't know. We won't know that's what we need to look into if we split up. So I think we need to stick together, even though the traitor, the imposter, is listening and reading and sharing this information with Crow. I think it's important. I also think it's important for us to maybe talk to 3. Actually, no. It's important for us. This is how I would figure out who the traitor is. I would tell individually each person something completely different. Something completely different. I would tell each person that. And then when that person goes to talk to Dr. Crow and relay the information that I gave them, because it will be different in some way, I will be able to to figure out who unknown is based off of the information that they give Dr. Crow, because it'll be different. It'll be specific to that person. And that's how we can find out who the unknown is. If only I could if only I had control to do that, but I would do that. That's how I would figure it out. And I feel like it would be pretty easy to do. That would be easy. But we need to stick together. The point of that long-winded speech is we need to stick together. Tongue-tied is right, Roxy. We only get we will only get through this as a group. We have no choice. Roxy left the group. First Zoe, then Julius, now Roxy. So now we have Lucy, Tim, Anna, Valentine, and Burned, and Shadow. Oh my God, Lucy, sweetie, there's at least some good news. How are you? Are you feeling better? Could you follow everything, Lucy? Give her some time to breathe, Valentine. Let's ask if Lucy can follow everything. I'm not going to jump on Valentine like that. Like, he's just excited to see Lucy. I'm reading chat history right now. Roxy now left the group too. Guys, we don't stand a chance alone. Right. If we're alone, I mean, in no way, shape, or form is it better for us to be alone. The monster will hunt us one by one. You shouldn't get so worked up in your condition, honey. I shouldn't get so worked up. Valentine, this monster almost killed me. Burned, please excuse my lack of words, but participating in this conversation requires a careful analysis of the situation. Valentine, I have unfortunately also come to the conclusion that we should close the group. As long as we don't know who the traitor is among us, we can't carry on like this. I don't like you, Burned. I don't like it. I don't like that idea. I have the perfect plan, and my plan would work. Sorry, guys, I started this group to stop Dr. Crow, not to give his accomplice the opportunity to spy on us. I think I will close the group now. So Anna is closing the group then as well. So if I'm the only one sitting here saying we need to keep this group open and keep this group together, that might be suspicious on my part, because I might be the traitor, but like, no, don't close the group. But I think it's very obvious that I'm not the traitor, and it's already been proven that I'm not the traitor. But I still see the group as a better decision, like to stay together. I still see that as a way of helping us more than splitting up. But then we're all on our own, then I guess it's meant to be. Well, I guess it's meant to be. Nothing I can do can stop it. Everybody's just going to slowly jump off one by one. Tim's the only person that hasn't responded to this either. So that's it. I'm sorry. Take care, guys. Anna closed the group. So Tim was the only one that didn't respond to any of those messages about whether we should close the group or not, which is kind of suspicious. Zoe, maybe I overreacted. Well, it doesn't matter now, Zoe, because the group is closed. Sorry for leaving the group, but when Julius put me down like that, I lost it. Can you please add me back to the group? Well, let me tell you. Anna closed the group. We put the group on hold for now. It's too late for that. We deleted the group. Anna closed the group. Nobody trusts anybody. Is she serious? Well, it's not just her, but everybody started leaving. What were we supposed to do? The trust is broken. Yes, I'm afraid so. What do you care? You left anyway? Oh, I don't want to say that to Zoe. I like Zoe. What do you care? You left anyways. Like, it's true. It's true. Why would you care, Zoe? But look, I mean, the trust was broken. What were we supposed to do? We couldn't just... I understand their side of it. I understand their points. I understand why they closed the group. You can't just sit here and give whoever unknown is, whoever the spy, the imposter is, all this information to relay to Dr. Crow. It doesn't help us in any way. On the one hand, that was probably the right thing to do because the traitor would find out about all of our plans and next steps, and therefore also Dr. Crow himself. On the other hand, this leaves everyone on their own and at Dr. Crow's mercy. On top of that, we have no way to expose the traitor. I have a way to expose the traitor. I have the perfect plan. What do you suggest? And what prevails? So what do you suggest, Zoe? Even if it means I'm putting myself in danger, we need to find out a way to bring the group back together. How is that supposed to happen? We can try. I think the odds are more than against us achieving that. I think the odds are more than against us. More than against us achieving that. I mean, I think so too, but we have to try. We have to. We got to try. We can try. We gotta. I know I've had a little contact with most of the group so far, but I'll try anyways. Who knows? Maybe I can convince them to reactivate the group. Keep your fingers crossed. Dr. Crow is reaching out to us. He knows. Dr. Crow knows the group is disbanded. Your eyes remain closed. Open them. And you will realize I will lead you into paradise. Or choose the path of the blind and perish from the pestilence. I'm going my own path. We were able to stop you from killing Lucy too. You will remain alone in your paradise. Choose the path of the blind. We were able to stop him from killing Lucy. You know, Dr. Crow, I'm choosing my own path, and it's not the path of the blind, and it's not the path of whatever paradise you think that it is. I'm choosing my own path. I'm going down my own road. A path of shame. Lucy took the first steps. Her way is long, but she will keep going. The pestilence, the scourge, the scourge, the great dying. She will soon be completely healed. The first steps. Finally say what you think. What do you mean the first steps? Like she didn't choose those steps. Stay alert and you will soon know the truth. Valentine's reaching out to us. Tongue-tied. Yes, Valentine. We can either give him a wave or we can give him a couple different frowny faces. I'm going to give him a wave. I'm shocked. Me too. All this time there was a traitor in our group and we didn't notice. And you seem to be the only one I can trust now. Now let's be honest, Tongue-tied. What do you believe? Who is the traitor? I really don't know, Valentine. I wouldn't put it past Burned. This is where we figure it out. All right, so this is what we do. We tell Valentine it's Burned. We tell Burned it's Valentine. We tell Tim it's Anna. We tell Anna it's Tim. We tell Lucy it's Julius. We tell Julius it's Lucy. And we figure out who tells Dr. Crow. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna put it past Burn, and maybe, just maybe, if I talk to the other characters, if I talk to the other people from the group, that I'll spread different names, and then whoever unknown is talks to Dr. Crow and says, "Look, they think Tongue-tied thinks it's this person. And then I'll know. Then I'll know exactly who the unknown is. So look, Valentine. I wouldn't put it past Burn. Let's see if unknown tells Dr. Crow whether or not we think it's burned. I'm not sure. On the one hand, he seems very kind. On the other hand, this could be his strategy. And you have to admit, Tongue-tied, the fact he knew so much about the plague doctors and so on was kind of strange. You know, Tongue-tied, I've seen so much in my job as a nurse. Many people have revealed their deepest, darkest secrets to me on their deathbeds. People I would never have expected it from. Actually, I should have been more skeptical from the beginning. Damn, I should have known better. Right, and I mentioned that in the previous video as well, that Burned knew a lot about plague doctors and just that time in history, that time era, the plague era. Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight is 2020. If only we knew now. If only we knew then what we know now. Hindsight 2020. You're probably right. What's going to happen now, Tongue-tied? I'm not going to tell you. I have a plan, Valentine, but I can't tell you because you might tell Dr. Crow. Tim is texting me now. I'll get back to you. All right, Valentine, you go talk to Tim. Who's going to talk to me? Lost. Lost? Who the hell is lost? A new contact has been added. Who is lost? Lucy. Hi, Tongue-tied. What is lost? Lucy, Tim, and Anna. It's another little group chat. A group chat that's been opened up by these three. Hi, Tongue-tied. A new group. These people you think you can trust, Lucy. After Strangers was closed, I started a new group. Now, Tim, Anna, and Tim and Anna were the ones that found Lucy. I was one that helped Lucy survive, so I understand why Lucy would pick us three to be in this group because we essentially rescued her. Anna says you should rest. Tim says, I already told her to that too. Well, I tried, but every time I close my eyes, I see these horrible beak masks. How Dr. Crow ambushed me in the basement, and I feel as if I'm back in that narrow coffin. How I got less and less air and thousands of wasps all around me. I really thought I was going to die. Even if it's hard for you, you need to rest a little. Calm down, Lucy, you're safe. I'm so sorry for what you had to go through. Look, I am. I'm sorry for what you had to go through, Lucy. It really is a shame. Thank you, Tongue-tied. As long as we don't stop this bastard, we're all still in danger. That's why I started this group with people I trust 100%. Tim, Anna, and you, of course. We all know by now that you have nothing to do with this lunatic. Neither have Tim and Anna, of course. After all, they were the ones who got me out of that damn coffin. Lucy, if you've opened the group now anyway, I didn't want to put pressure on you earlier and add extra stress. I just don't understand that sentence. Lucy, if you've opened the group now anyway, I didn't want to put pressure on you earlier and add extra stress. But can you so I just needed to keep reading. But can you remember anything about your kidnapping? Something that could help us? I don't know exactly. It's all still pretty blurry. What exactly happened in the basement? Were you able to hear Dr. Crow without voice distortion? Was Dr. Crow alone, or did you see any accomplices? Did you notice any distinctive features about Dr. Crow? I feel like if she heard Dr. Crow's voice without voice distortion, she would have said something. I feel like if she noticed accomplices, she would have said something. Or if she knew any distinctive features, she would have said something. I wonder if we should ask her about the voice. Because Dr. Crow was talking to her. But I don't know if Dr. Crow was using a voice modulator talking to Lucy or not. I would suspect that he is. Was Dr. Crow alone, or did you see any accomplices? That's could be important as well. Might help us figure out who J.K. Knight is, or even Unknown. But I don't think Unknown was there at the time. I'm kind of between voice distortion and any accomplices. I'm gonna go with voice distortion. I'm gonna did you hear Dr. Crow without voice distortion? I'm not sure. Everything was like a fever dream. All I can remember is this awful voice. When he spoke, this intense fear would come over me. I don't want to think about it now. Fair enough. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting a little dizzy again. Right, so maybe you should listen to Tim and Anna and rest for a little bit. I'm sure it's hard for her, though. I'm sure it's incredibly hard for her to rest. Because like she said, every time she closes her eyes, she immediately sees, the mask beaks and just the plague doctor. She sees Dr. Crow. And that's got to be hard to get any type of rest. I think I need to lie down for a while. Yeah, I think so too. Of course, get some rest. I'll make you a cup of tea in a minute. And the next step would be to look at all the chat histories again, because now I see things from a different perspective. After we did that, we can discuss it one more time. Get well soon, Lucy. Good idea, Tim. I'll do that too. Please get in touch if you think of anything else, Lucy. Yeah, get in touch if you think of anything else, Lucy. But yes, also, it's a good idea, Tim. And also, hope you feel better, Lucy. All right, that's how we do it. Oh, we just got added to a healing group again. If you need anything, contact me anytime, Lucy. Of course, the same goes for you, Tim, and Tongue-Tied. And we have the healing group, which is directed by Dr. Crow. And I'm guessing Dr. Crow is now talking to all of us as a group. Seeing as how we're not part of the strangers anymore, Dr. Crow still needs us in a group chat. He still needs us to all be together. He still needs to make sure that we're not straying away, because that's against the rules. We'll jump into the healing group chat in the next video. Hope you guys are enjoying the healing as much as I am. And if you are, hit that like button on your way out. Leave me a comment down below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and join the Tethered. As always, thanks for watching. Love you all, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.